Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Oh, this is going to be a reading on Judge Eileen Cannon again. Interesting reports coming from the New York Times. Back in 2023, when this case was assigned to Judge Cannon, apparently 2 federal judges in South Florida urged Cannon to forego overseeing the criminal prosecution of Donald Trump when she was first assigned the case. One of the judges was Chief Judge Cecilia M. Altanaga, and she suggested Cannon decline to oversee the case and allow another judge to govern the case. The Times said that 2 people who were briefed on this conversation are their sources. Altanaga's chambers declined to comment on this report, and the New York Times did not identify the second judge who was involved in this. So it begs the question, is Eileen Cannon corrupt, incompetent, or both? Because I don't know what the third choice would be. The third choice is both. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she's doing it with the best of them. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if my microphone's on. Hang on for a second. Teach me for not doing a sound check before I started here. Okay, so let's go take a look at Judge Cannon. I want to look at the energy around this. But first, this special announcement. Do you like this channel? Do you like the snark that goes with your tarot readings? Maybe you'd like to see some other tarot readings just like God, I'm terrible. This golden-throated pitchman. Check out Twin Tarot with Gary and David. Same channel as this, same setup anyways, except I do it with my identical twin brother Gary, so the snark comes fast and furious. If you want to see international snark, check out Tarot of the Seven Seas, where I do international readings, usually based in the EU. So if either of those sound interesting, check it out. I'll have a link in the description, or you can check the community page and I'll have hyperlinks there. Okay? Back to your regularly scheduled review. Tarot reading. Who was that golden-throated pitchman? The fun you can have with a $2 hat. Okay, now that I've pimped my other channels, let's get to this one, shall we? You are here for it, after all. Let's see what the energy again is around Judge Cannon with regards to this news report. Let's take us back, set the Wayback Machine to 2023, Mr. Peabody, and let's see what we've got going on with Judge Cannon and senior judges telling her that, you might want to sit this one out, Rook. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, there's the Emperor. Now, this could be the other judges that are more seasoned saying, you might be out of your league with this. Or this could be Judge Cannon saying, I got my big girl pants on and I can do this. You don't need to be the boss of me. We'll see what's crossed with. Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Honestly, I think this is the other judges. They're a bit wiser. And they're like, you know what? This is a really, really important case. There's a lot of nuance with it. A lot's writing on this case, which should be a slam dunk. I mean, literally, it is a documents case. It's a classified documents case. I don't want to say anything could be simpler because it can't. Well, it is by the letter of the law. It's just the SEPA part of it is the confusing part. And maybe Judge Cannon would have been better off letting some other judge handle it, and then she could watch and see how it's done properly, and then maybe emulate it in further cases. I don't know when that would happen for her, but she didn't. Underneath it all is the Seven of Wands. There is a lot you have to go through with this one, and she hasn't exactly shown an ability to deal with this. She's rather inflexible. She's inflexible with technical errors, but she's wildly flexible with wild conspiracy theories and outlandish theories that she will consider here. In the past, now basically, I think they're saying you're going to be in over your head. In the past, we have the Sun card. I think when it was found out that she was going to be on the case, these folks, they weren't doing it to be bossy. They weren't doing it to be queen bees or anything along those lines. They just understood what she was up against. The minute they found out, they tried to counsel her. Here's the problem as we see it. But Judge Cannon might be one of those types, what do they call it, the oppositional personality disorder. The minute you tell her not to do something, she's going to double down and do it. I am not fully convinced that everything that's gone wrong here is a result of her lack of experience and incompetence. I'm just saying. This Five of Swords here is like, no, I can do it. Thank you very much for your opinions. Here's 35 cents. You can each go call somebody who cares. I'm not really interested in what you have to say. This is my case. And I don't think she's doing it for the glory of, sitting on a Donald Trump documents case. I think she's doing it because of other reasons. Overarching energy should be the Justice card. Your primary goal in all of this whole conversation, should be about being the judge on this case and bringing this case to justice. She's just slowed it to a crawl, to a standstill, and there's no reason for it. The lesson to be learned, 8 of Coins. Who's she working for? Who is she working for? Justice would say she should be working for the people, because she's going to be overseeing a case involving the people of the United States as the judge here. But it doesn't look like she's in any hurry to help the people of the United States in this. And also, the other way to look at this is the apprentice card. This is the person practicing over and over again to get skilled with this. This case is like a capstone. It's like a capstone case. This is not one of the cases you should be hitting in the first few years of your judgeship when you've never been a judge before. This case is way too big for you. This case is much bigger in the moment. She's not prepared. She doesn't have the skills. She hasn't practiced enough yet. The outcome was the Two of Swords. She had an opportunity to step down from this case. She chose not to do it. And I'd be curious to find out why. Is it just ego? That Five of Swords, narcissistic, I can do this? Or is this Emperor card somebody else telling her what to do and how to do it? Regardless, justice hasn't been served in this case. If anything, justice has been completely and utterly delayed, which is why we're all so frustrated with it. This, from our understandings, this is pretty much an open shut case. This is the strongest case against Donald Trump. Literally, the letter of the law says he can't have those documents. They belong to the people of the United States. And they're classified documents. He should never have had them in his possession in the first place, much less be fighting to keep them. That poor kid Teixeira over on the East Coast, he's about to find out all sorts of prison problems for himself for talking about classified information and sharing it over the interwebs. Let's see if he's been sentenced. Yeah, Mr. Teixeira. You know what he's facing? He pled guilty. The plea deal was for 11 to 17 years in prison. Years, not months, years. And the prosecution says they're going for the high end. What was his crime? Secret and top secret documents that he was sharing on a Discord chat. From what the folks in the Discord chat said was kind of like he was a braggart and he was showing off. That's exactly what Donald Trump was doing. He was being a braggart and showing off, but I suspect that the documents that Trump had were way more important than that. Teixeira was sharing stuff from, sorry, I'm up here right now. It's outrageous. Teixeira was sharing basically unvarnished assessments of the Ukraine-Russia war. What the U.S. assessments were for Ukraine, the U.S. assessments for Russia, and that sort of thing. Trump was showing off battle plans to invade another country. Should we ever need to do that? Which one do you think's more sensitive? But tell me again how Judge Cannon is the right person for this job. Okay. They found Teixeira guilty really, really quickly. I guess he can't claim executive privilege or or that he magically declassified things with his brain or something stupid like that. Okay, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, that Two of Swords. So, Judge Cannon, you decided to take this case. What was the reason? What was the reason for you wanting to take this case? Strength card, mastery. Is it really all about ego? Like, I'm a big girl and I got my big girl pants on and I can do this? In the Nine of Coins. Well, it could be she's, and secrets, and secret motivations, and things we don't know about. There could be, I think, mostly ego in this one, but I think maybe her ego thinks if I do this one, my career is going to prosper. But there's a hidden element to all this. Things that are not known, aren't being talked about, maybe except on every intuitive's channel. That maybe somebody was like, hey, a little favor here. If you help us out, we can help you out, type of thing. It can be something from as simple as Trump saying, let her know that if things go well, then there's a place for her in my administration somewhere. In the past, we got the Emperor. Whether this was the other judge that warned her off of it, which it could be, it was the foundation of the previous reading, or the person advising her. I think it's the other judge warning her off. Gave her advice, took it under advisement, told her exactly what she thought of it. But then came an offer. An offer of something of value. Moving forward with something of value here. The overarching energy is the Ten of Swords. Things are coming. There's going to be an ending here. And a nightmare. It's not known right now. And again, entertainment purposes only. Don't mean to defame or do any of that. But this would look like she took an offer to help somebody out. It was going to be something lucrative for her. She'd been warned off in the past, but an offer came in. And right now she's living the nightmare of offering to take this case. And the overarching energy. So the lesson to be learned is the stress and anxiety. The overarching energy is the Ten of Swords. Now this could be taking this case and just delaying, basically killing this case. One sword at a time. One non-written decision at a time to bring this case to a close. But it's not going to be without consequences. It's been stressful on her as she's been doing this. Because, unfortunately, for all the mystery that's going on, all eyes are on her. And you better believe that the appeals court, the other judges are watching her, and they're probably aghast, would be the kindest word. The outcome on this is going to be the Five of Coins. She's going to be tossed off this case. She might have more bad things happen to her beyond this case, and I want to look at that next. I think as she might be investigated. If she's investigated, they're going to find stuff out. But I do think that she is going to be, well, I've been saying that for a while. She's going to be tossed off this case. We've literally been waiting for her to make a ruling that Jack Smith could sink his teeth in. Now, previously, I tend to get the Two of Wands with her. And it's kind of like she's been wanting to do something for Trump. I usually get the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is just like, I've got one more thing I need to do. One more thing I need to do. One more thing I need to do. Trump can't shut up, but she's got one more thing she needs to do. Do it in the background. I guess the biggest thing that's coming up is this whole questioning if Jack Smith should ever have been appointed, and all this evidence. They're going to call into question all the evidence that he has, and they want it suppressed from the jury. That could be the final big hammer blow to this case. Of course, that's appealable, and it will be appealed. But I think that's the big hammer blow is, you've delayed this case pretty much so it's not likely to happen before the election, but you've got to have kind of, she's been delaying hearings, amicus hearings and challenges that Jack Smith can't be a special counsel for this case because he was inappropriately put in there or illegally put in or whatever crazy nonsense Trump's lawyers have come up with. I mean, they're just making stuff up and throwing it out there, and she's going to consider it. She's such a weak judge. Weak. Like watered down Kool-Aid. But it's Kool-Aid nonetheless. All right. 5 of coins. What is that 5 of coins? Let's get some clarification here. It looks like she might be removed. What's her fate with this case? Especially looking at that 5 of coins. So we got that 5 of swords here, that narcissism, that I can do it all. You can leave me alone. I got this. Crossed with temperance. Hers is in the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals, is it? She's certainly been delaying. Are they going to toss her out? I think this has just been her whole thing is delay, 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 delay. How do I keep juggling keep everything up in the air? Yeah, I think this is just explaining what her strategy is. I'm in charge of this case. Nobody can tell me what to do because she's never given a written order. And, it's just delay, delay, delay. At some point, she's got to give a written order, but she's probably delayed this enough, so it's not going to go to the election. And she's like, how do I keep this case up in the air? How do I keep it from actually having a solid court date to do it, to just keep things going? In the past, the 7 of Swords, just stealing time. A theft here. Sneaking off, getting away with stuff. Yeah, her delay, again, because she's in charge and there's really nobody that can oversee her, tell her no. She can do whatever she wants, however she wants. There's no repercussions because of the way she's playing this. And again, ultimately, this thing's about a delay. Current situation, 4 of coins. She keeps everything close to the vest. The data's locked down. I got to have hearings about things. She's not given a written order. She can't be overturned and removed. Overarching energy is the Lover's card. The problem with doing this is that it gives the appearance of a bias. And that bias is definitely towards Trump. It's not towards Jack Smith. Favorable treatment. That doesn't mean she does rule against Donald Trump and his lawyers. But generally speaking, Trump and his lawyers aren't interested in the case being tossed out. Well, they would be, but they're more interested in is this case being delayed past the election. That seems to me the primary goal is delay this past election day. Because if you do that and Trump wins the election, well, he's going to eventually be sworn in as the President of the United States, allegedly, and then he can make this case go away and she doesn't have to rule on it. If it's past the election and he doesn't get in, and then after the boy who cried election interference, and those don't go out for him, it doesn't matter if this case goes through. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. And she'll have done what she needed to do. And again, with the 9 of Swords in the same position, she's under a lot of stress. Mostly because people are seeing what she's doing. She's not exactly been clever at hiding it. And we have folks like Midas Touch talking about it. Brian Tyler Cohen with Glenn Kirshner. I'm sure there's others, but you get the idea. It's not going unnoticed. It's just not being reported enough. Mainstream media should just be slamming this person daily until the appeals court just says, we really need to have a talk here. Outcome is the Fool card. New chapter in her life, new beginnings. I don't think this is her bringing the case forward. I think this is, at some point, she's taking a hike. It's just not happening soon enough. It was foolish for her. It really was foolish for her to take this case. Because all it shows, at best, it just shows you're incompetent. It shows you're unorganized. It shows you don't understand this, which is fine. It's complicated. But it also shows that you don't have the wisdom to know what you don't know. And you don't have the wisdom to understand that the importance of this case transcends any ego that you have of you overseeing it. What it has the appearance of is a conspiracy. Either just plain favoritism towards the defendant in this case, or something bigger than that. I take my glasses off and I think I'm done. I just went to the eye doctor today. 1, 2, still got those 2 eyes. Actually, my normal blue glasses that you've all grown to love, my prescription changed. So I got these glasses because they have a better prescription for me to read things. And then I took one of my old frames in to have their prescription updated. And they updated it. I went to go pick it up today, and I was seeing double vision with it. Turns out that they did update the lenses, probably to my current eyesight, but instead of making them readers, they made them for distance vision. So it made reading things even worse, but my distance vision was a little bit better. I don't know how they messed that up, but they messed that up. I'll have to wait another week to 2 weeks before I get my glasses back. But I'll be rocking my my baby blue Prada glasses as soon as they come in. Not that I don't like these ones. These ones are fine, but hey, I had a signature look, man. My blue version of the Sally Jesse Raphael glasses. I seem to have lost my focus. Oh, yes. Judge Cannon. What ultimately happens with her? Does she get disbarred? Judge Cannon. What ultimately happens with you? 4 cards. Thief! I think she just sneaks off here. What do we got? Page of Pentacles. 2 of Wands. Hey, the 2 of Wands card finally showed up. Where's the 10 of Swords? What do we have here? We have an apprentice, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, but they're sneaking around getting away with stuff. Again, could be getting paid underneath here. 2 of Wands, getting ready to move on. Page of Pentacles, messaging about money and values. The 10 of Swords. I do not think this case will be heard before the elections. I think by the time something can be done to appeal this case, she's done what she's needed to do. She has denied the electorate their ability to hear this case before the election. Her job is complete. And then she's ready to move on. I do think, though, that her career as a federal judge, it could be over. And then she's going to have to do something else for a living. Now, what's interesting is that federal judgeships are lifetime appointments. But I also believe you can be removed from those. I would be curious, and I probably looked this up at some point. Did she ever meet the minimum? There were minimum requirements to be a federal judge. You had to have, been on the bench or practicing for X number of years and stuff like that. And the Republicans just forced through all sorts of judges who didn't meet minimum qualifications. And I know Linda G. and probably Sterling have talked about Congress removing at least the federal judges that wouldn't have normally qualified to be federal judges, and those will be replaced. As far as Eileen Cannon goes, I think I can't picture a scenario where there isn't an inquiry into her handling of this case, because that would be twice now that she's gone before the appeals board and likely been smacked down big time. And the second time, there were folks that were trying to talk her out of taking the case. So if she can't be coached and she can't do the job, why would you want to keep her in that position? You, if I were a defendant or a prosecutor, I don't want a judge who's learning on the job ruling on my case. I want somebody who's got some experience because I want to make sure that I have a fair judgment on the crimes that I've committed. She causes a lot of anxiety, doesn't she? But in the end of the day, as I've said before, this is about us getting out and voting. We cannot count on anybody to save us. We have to save ourselves. So get out and vote. Make sure you're registered. Apparently the Republicans are back to their voter suppression ways and purging voter rolls. So make sure that you are registered to vote. If you have like-minded family members, especially young family members who are 18 or about to turn 18, make sure they're registered. Make sure they're going to get out and vote. And make sure that they vote in a way that helps themselves and their friends in the future for their futures. I think I've pontificated enough. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my videos make it out to a wider audience, to folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time. Welcome to the channel. Glad you found us. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.